Bahamians to take the necessary precaution, and they have been advised that perhaps the best thing to do is to leave the state of Florida and to return to Nassau. So that is what is taking place, because we know that in more recent time, the United States has been deeply affected by a previous hurricane, and even before recovery could really commence, there is now this new threat of Hurricane Milton. And of course, scientists are blaming and associating these new hurricanes with climate changes. And you would recall that Prime Minister Philip Davis has warned the world that for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, our major foreign agenda is our rallying cry over the fact that the developed world has placed smaller nations, perhaps the entire earth, in danger as a result of their mishandling of the atmosphere, of their communities. And so climate changes is affecting the world. And so that is what they are blaming it on. So the earth is in peril, and I don't know if this is a sign of things to come, but we have seen the massive devastation in the United States of America. And let us not forget that in 2019, we here in the Bahamas, in our island, Great Abaco and Grand Bahama, we saw the wrath of Hurricane Dorian. So we know the damaging effect of a storm. Is there any advice you want to give Bahamians? Are we on the island of New Providence and in the Bahamas in particular, are we preparing? Are we anticipating the possibility that these storms could change direction, and before you know, it's heading to the Bahamas?
Well, what we know is that the latest advisory on Milton is that it's just been upgraded to Category 5. From what I understand, yeah, winds exceeding 165 miles an hour, maybe 175. Yeah, okay, it looks like 175 miles an hour. And, you know, it's headed in that general direction where it's gonna, no doubt, slam into the west coast of Florida. And I don't know what the local meteorology department has issued as far as the northern Bahamas, inclusive of Grand Bahama and Abaco, but they will get hurricane conditions maybe as early as Wednesday night, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, we're experiencing here in the province some on and off rains, and that's associated with the feeder bands that's coming off from Hurricane Milton. It is a huge storm. I believe it's some 330 miles wide. And so as it gets closer to the west coast of Florida, we're going to get more rains. I believe rain is in the forecast for the next 4 or 5 days. So just be prepared for some rain. We're not going to get too much of a hurricane. Well, we may not experience hurricane conditions here in the Providence, but those northern west islands like Grand Bahama and Abaco will probably experience some tropical storm conditions, or maybe hurricane conditions, probably the next 36 to 42 hours.
Wow, this is powerful. So here on the island of New Providence, it's been a lot of rain, and one of the things that I've been doing on the side, as it rained, I start asking my neighbors if they have any seed. Because for some reason, when I got up and I saw the rain, I said this was a good time for me to put 1 or 2 seeds in the ground. I might as well take advantage. If it's going to rain, then I might as well plant something. And so I would suggest that to everybody here on the island of New Providence, if it's raining, for heaven's sake, find some seed, maybe a hill of corn, a hill of peas, a hill of bean, some cowpeas, and plant it. This too is perhaps a good time to plant some banana sucker, some plantain sucker, because you may not believe it, banana and plantain they do love plenty water, and they tend to grow very well. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Do Lord protect us from the storm. God save the King. Hold on, everybody. If you never prayed before, you better start praying now, okay? You see what happened in the States? It's devastating. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. We'll be right back. Hold on. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, And we are here mourning the death of our friend and brother, Darrell Miller. Bradley, shall we pay bills?
Absolutely. Join us for the Baines and Grandstand Homecoming and Music Festival from October the 12th to the 14th. Celebrate community heritage and empowerment with live performances, traditional Bahamian games, and the prestigious Cotton Tree Award honoring those who have shaped the Bain and Grandstand community. 103.5 FM The Beat is your exclusive media sponsor, bringing you all the excitement live. So don't miss out on this incredible celebration. See you there. Looking for a quick getaway? Fly Western Air with daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernAirBahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your max life. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. So, folks, over the weekend, we saw on Sunday a young man, according to police, in his 20s. He arrived home on Monrea Avenue. This would be in the Sunset Park area. Sunset, if you were going to Monrea Avenue, you can take McKinney Drive south of Fire Trail Road. And apparently this young man arrived home, but there were two Negro gunmen, heavily armed weapons, hiding in the bushes. And as he parked and remained in his vehicle, the two men exited the bush, opened fire, and they killed him. Well, he became the 95th murdered victim because there had been previously another Negro citizen who was in hospital, apparently recovering from other gunshot wounds, independent of Sunday's incident. So he died. He became 94. And then, of course, on Sunday, when this incident occurred, that took the count up to 95. So that is what we are faced with in our country as young people are not able to resolve their differences in a manner that pleases society. Society would prefer them to perhaps discuss it, but the dispute is such that discussion will not work. Many of the disputes is over drugs, dope. Okay? It's over dope. It's over other gangster-related issues which cannot be resolved. When crooks and thieves fall out, it cannot be resolved. It will not be resolved. Who gets together and say, listen, you took my cocaine. You're wrong. Will you please return my drugs? Who does that? And who will say, okay, I'm going to return your drugs? It doesn't work that way. And who will go to the police to say to the police, officers, I'm here because my boy thief my coke? That is not going to work. So even though the police is saying that they expect young people to find professional assistance, can you imagine going to the Central Detective Unit to say, officer, I'm here because he stole my coke? That can't happen. That won't happen. Right? And therefore, we have to come up with another means by which we can deal with these criminal activities. Now, we look at the King's opposition. Well, the national chairman of the King's official opposition Free National Movement is Dr. Dwayne Sands. So apparently on Sunday, Dr. Dwayne Sands issued a voice note, and one of the leading medias picked up his voice note and published it. In the voice note, it is alleged that Dr. Dwayne Sands has called for the Prime Minister to perhaps terminate or to be more harsh, fire the minister responsible for national security. That would be Wayne Monroe. And so the FNM, by the voice note of Dr. Dwayne Sands, is blaming the crime on Monroe. Now, in a parliamentary democracy, no one minister takes responsibility for that which is good, nor that which is bad. Under our system of government, it is called collective responsibility. I'm certain that Dr. Dwayne Sands' strategy is, let's isolate the minister. Let's push him in the corner, and let's see if we can maneuver the Prime Minister and the other colleagues to chop his two legs underneath him. Perhaps that is the strategy, but that is a strategy that will not work. Essentially, the FNM has not offered us an alternative. In opposition politics, if the government is failing to defend the sovereignty of the country against the criminal, the opposition must offer us an alternative. They must say to us, if you elect us, this is what we will do. But that has not happened. Now, what is needed to be done? I'm an FNM. Don't mind, I voted PLP. Everybody knows why I voted PLP. I voted PLP because I'm voting against Dr. Minnis. Therefore, if the FNM is genuine, they will state their position on capital punishment, because there's only one solution to the killings. If the PLP does not hang, the murders will continue. If the FNM does not support hanging, the murders will continue. There must be capital punishment. On the 6th of January, 2000, I think that is the date, that Hubert Ingram hanged David Michel. He would have been the Bahamian Haitian who killed the German couple in Abaco. After Ingram hanged him, the murder rate dropped significantly. Check the facts. So we know that capital punishment reduces the murder rate, but nobody wants hang. Therein lies the problem. So if the FNM does not want to hang, then we might as well hold on to the PLP, because the FNM has not offered us anything that would attract us to the FNM. The FNM doesn't believe in capital punishment. You would recall that last week I gave the minister, I gave the national chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands, an assignment. I told him, find Mr. Rupert Roberts and organize a pro-hanging march. They don't want march. So they're not offering us an alternative. They're not. There's only one solution to the murder rate. It has to be hanging of convicted murderers. If anything less, it will not work. Come on, this is a very simple thing. If you do not commit the nation to capital punishment, there is nothing to intimidate the young men, because they have determined that the older men, that's us, are weak. They know that the older men don't want to hang them. They know it. They know it. But when the older men unite and tell them, young man, you better stop killing, because when we catch you, we're going to pop your mother neck. They will understand that. As simple as that. So we are jiving, and the FNM is jiving. All right? So Dr. Dwayne Sands should stop calling for the resignation of Wayne Monroe. Instead, he should mobilize the FNM to present a non-contentious bill so that the PLP and the FNM would agree to hang murderers. Simple as that. All right? I was giving you a story, but I got it wrong the other day. I told you, after Dr. Minnis fired Dwayne Sands, Philip Brave Davis was the leader of the opposition. Philip Brave Davis seconded the motion for Dr. Dwayne Sands, who was then the member of Parliament for Elizabeth Estate, to get the job at the hospital. So the PLP and the FNM united in making Dr. Dwayne Sands a consultant. Using that same principle, the PLP and the FNM could come together and vote to move the impediments so that convicted murderers can be hanged. There's no reason why these young gunmen should be afraid. They have us figured out. They know we scared. They know we don't want to hang them. So they will kill, 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 kill. It's a simple matter. You don't need no big education for this. You say to the young people, you all behave, obey the law. If you don't, you commit murder, we arrest you, you're convicted. When your appeal is over, you shall suffer death in accordance with the law. But of course, the FNM isn't genuine, and we know the PLP doesn't want to hang. So you will not solve the problem. So there'll be more killings. So it's now 95, right? And it will increase. But if we resolve as a people that we will not play any political games, and that the governing Progressive Liberal Party and the opposition shall unite on this issue to save the nation, take it from me, you will reduce the murders. And those who do not live, those who do not listen, they will suffer death in accordance with the law. The spiritual advisor.
And you should also say,
yes,
that if both parties don't stop playing politics with murders and the murderers, that not only are we going to lose our people, we're going to lose the country. For me, I think the murder in the country and the way it is dealt with is too political. You know, one party to the next. This one blaming this one. It's crazy. If we really serious about this country, and if we love the country and its people, we need to grab the bull by the horn and deal with it, and stop using this as some political football.
But there is a point when you could blame. See, if the FNM...
Yeah, but this one blaming this one, the next one,
yeah,
you know, that's...
The FNM blame is wrong.
We need to take the politics of the murder and understand the effect it's having on our people in the country.
Yeah, but there is a point where you can't take out the politics. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. First of all, the FNM, for the FNM to be in a position to blame the PLP, it must resolve to work with the PLP honestly to hang the murderers.
So they got to come up with some resolution, some ideas,
they must work with the PLP without trying to score political point. Then, when they've done that, and if the PLP fail to be reciprocal, now you could blame the PLP.
All right, so you're saying that what Dr. Sands should have done, rather than calling for the resignation or the termination of the Minister of National Security, he should pick up the phone and call the minister and say, hey, listen, how best I can, what suggestions can I make to help us resolve the crime problem? Is that what he should have done?
That is an option, or in the alternative, he would have advised the FNM shadow minister. Who's the shadow minister responsible for national security?
For the FNM?
Yeah. Only FNM knows.
I don't know who that is.
Because you're not an FNM. Now ask
who's
me.
That? Yeah, who's that?
The deputy leader.
Shandon Cartwright?
Yes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
All right.
See, if you were an FNM.
But Shandon Cartwright isn't a hard to get along fellow. So that should be easy. I'm going to call Shandon.
Yes.
Let me call him and see what ideas that he has that he could offer the governing progressive Liberal Party and help him resolve the crime problem.
Quietly.
Because we got to stop making this political matter.
Yes.
You know, don't use the devastation and the downfall of the country as related to crime.
The killing of a citizen.
To try to gain power.
Yes.
Then when you do get it, you do nothing about it.
Right. And don't forget,
crazy.
Just 3 years ago, Dr. Dwayne Sand served in the cabinet of Dr. Minnis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, in fairness to him, he would not have been able to tell Dr. Minnis that because Dr. Minnis was idle. He was not listening to them. Okay?
Yeah, that was the greatest downfall for the FNM.
For the FNM.
Yeah.
But I am convinced that the PLP would listen to them if they do not play politics. But if the PLP suspect that they're trying to play politics, then the PLP will put up its defense. And that is all that is needed. And I could give reason because the PLP did something secretly for Michael Pintard. You see, I don't want the FNM to cause me to say things. The same way the PLP did something secretly for Michael Pintard, which I am aware of. I want Michael Pintard to be reciprocal and go secretly to the PLP and let's do something for the country. All right? Because there's no secret that can happen in our party. That's the FNM that I am not aware of. Because the PLP could tell me, and already an FNM. That's the good thing about it. You know, there's to be an FNM, and the government could tell you some secret as well as an FNM. You gotta know the secret, all right? So that is what is needed. We needed Dr. Dwayne Sands to have Shannon call the Minister of National Security, and then Michael Pintard could go and see the Prime Minister, because the law dictates that the Prime Minister, from time to time, must consult with the leader of the opposition. And if Michael wants a consultation, all he needs to do is pick up the phone and say, Prime Minister, can you consult with me? I want to talk something with you. And that is what is needed. There needs to be national unity on the issue of crime. National unity on the issue of turning the murderers back. There's too much murders taking place in the country. It's terrible. It shouldn't happen. And I'm not concerned about the politics. I'm concerned about the fact that no citizen should be murdered.
Right.
Simple as that.
Everybody have a right to
live. All right? Yeah. And that's the way.
But it does appear as if the major issue is fear of punishment. Apparently the criminals just feel as if that the government is not serious about punishment. And so they don't take it seriously. And so this is the reason why we have these fellas just operating the way they are. It doesn't seem as if the government is serious. You know, when you look at the murders that's happened over the weekend in particular, I think we had, 2 murders?
Perhaps.
Obviously, the men that are involved in this have no fear. So they feel that they could do what they do and get away. And so now the government just need to get serious about punishing these criminals. That's all it is.
Yes.
That's all it is.
But a combination of punishing the criminals is to also ensure that the judicial branch is functioning properly. And you will know.
I think they are.
Well, I don't know, because how many murder cases have you heard about taking place in the country?
Yeah.
Huh?
So there is a backlog.
Don't forget my boy got 6 murders and he on bail. Do you know this to kill 6 people? And every time you get before the judge, your mother Obia is that strong? Huh? You know that is? That you could kill 6 separate people and you could get bail? Huh? Something got to be wrong with that. And that's all we are saying. So the FNM has a wonderful opportunity. If I was leader of the FNM, I would have the PLP. I would quietly go to the Prime Minister, perhaps in the darkness of night, when nobody would be able to see the torch, and sit with the Prime Minister and say, Prime Minister, Tell me how I should do it so that you would be comfortable that I'm trying to take advantage politically of this matter so that we can do it in the national interest, because there are too many young people who are being murdered. It's simple as that. It's a very sad situation that is taking place in our country, and it can be stopped. It can be reduced. Don't forget what I told you now. Pinley, Arthur Hanna, Paul Adley, Clement Maynard, when they run the country, they had a lid on murderers. They had a lid on gangsterism. And when you start to come up too high, they bring it down on your head. That's what they did. And this generation of politicians need to learn it. Okay? It's simple as that. How'd it sound?
Absolutely, Sandra.
How's that video coming? Did that work? It didn't work? I wonder what's going on with that video. Sans moi, video, il pas bon. Okay? Encore. My basement. It's powerful. So this is what's going on in the country. And yeah, that is what is going on in the country. Killed a guy on One Rear Avenue. It's such a wonderful name. I always love that street. Every time I drive along McKinney Avenue, when I got in that area, I would ask somebody, show me One Rear Avenue. I just love that name, One Rear Avenue. And that's where they killed the fella, right? Hiding in the bush. Tout moun, sa yo tande dimanche passé a, de garçon caché na raje a, and lè yon garçon ap vini la kay li. De garçon ap vini ak zam. And they killed him. Okay? Yo tire, monsieur. Anyway, one day, this will come to an end. Who knows? Perhaps in the resurrection, because the men, they're not fighting these young people, and they're just killing up one another. It's just terrible. Oh boy, it's terrible, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So let's see what else is happening in our country. Yeah. What else is happening? Well, you would recall that on Friday there was that fire at Exuma. What have you learned about that fire? Who caused the fire?
I don't know who caused the fire, but we understand that those units that may have burned down there in the fish fry, they weren't occupied by anybody. They weren't really using them. But I mean, that's not the point. But the issue is that some folks feel as if the member of parliament may have lied.
May have what?
May have lied about the fire truck actually being on the island when there is no fire truck.
The member of parliament said there was a fire truck?
This is what I understand. There's some controversy over this fire truck that's supposed to be on the island.
Are you suggesting to me? Just hold on a second.
Now listen to what I'm telling you now, because I don't want you to put no spin on this.
No.
Let me repeat myself.
I want you to repeat everything you said. Go ahead.
I'm saying that it is being said, or it is understood, that there may have been a mistruth spoken by the member of parliament for Exuma in regards to the island actually having a fire truck.
No. Where did you get it from that the minister, the member of parliament said that?
I can't release my source. I'm sorry, but I can't.
But you're being very unfair.
No, I'm not.
Let me explain to you why I'm saying that.
I don't care what you say.
Okay.
I can't.
Don't care, but may I express myself?
Yeah. I'm not going to give you my source.
Okay, do not give me your source.
Because you're not an F&M, okay?
Okay.
Good.
If we say that the member of parliament for Exuma and the deputy prime minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas,
the people of Exuma.
That isn't how you started it. I want to go back to your adjective first. Right? I want you to be honorable.
He may have misled the people.
Why don't you listen for a second?
The word I used may have been strong. Let me do this. I take that back. Please forgive me.
Okay.
I take that word back.
I will forgive you if you keep quiet now.
Let me just use the word misled.
Yes, but see,
you know,
listen to what I'm saying. When you get on national radio and TV, and you say that the leader, the deputy leader of the country, told an untruth, you must be able to say, based on
the fact
that you got either
there's no fire truck in the somewhere else.
No. Based on what you either read in the newspaper or heard him say. It can't be because somebody tell you he lied and you don't call the person's name. That's unfair. Anyway, you go ahead.
You want me to release my source?
No, just be fair. This is Freedom March. God save my spiritual advisor.
I'm already saved.
May he be fair. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll. It's birthday times.
All right, yeah, we got a couple birthdays and some shout-outs to do today. So let's see how quickly we can get them done. All right, thanks so much, producer. I think I see your list. It's at Genevieve Wells. Genevieve Wells is celebrating 65 years of happy life. Happy birthday to it's coming from your husband. Today is your birthday. Your husband, Pastor Dane Wells. Your 3 sons, Keith, De Niro, D'Angelo, 8 grandchildren, 2 daughters-in-law, and the Pentecostal Church family in Montelez. Oh, yes, okay, good. My neighbors, yes. Happy 65th birthday to Genevieve Wells. Yes, happy birthday to you. Today is Monday the 7th, and this birthday is coming from your husband, my good buddy, that's Pastor Dane Wells. His 3 sons, Keith, De Niro, and D'Angelo, your 8 grandchildren, your 2 daughters-in-law, and the Pentecostal Church family, Mondale Heights. Have a great day, and they want you to know they love you, Miss Genevieve Wells. Don't forget now, my cake, eh? You all know where to find me. You just pass me every day and blow your horn at me, so don't forget my cake, please. To Sia Simonet, we want to send a happy birthday shout out to the Sia Simonet, coming from your loving husband, Ed Roy Simonet, your daughters, Shantavia, Shantika, and granddaughters, Tay and Julia, and Lavia, your sons, Ciano and Roman, and Tavon, and the rest of the family. Lots of love. All right, so happy birthday to Ivy. This beautiful little girl, Ivy, is celebrating her birthday today, and it's coming from your godly Stephanie. So happy birthday to Ivy. All right, Captain Joseph Moxie Jr., we'd like to send a happy birthday shout out to our favorite captain, Captain Joseph Moxie Jr., aka Baby Joey, Black Stallion, from your loving wife, Tarina, your children, especially Judy, your heartstring, all of your family members and friends, and the sailing crew. They love you and they wish you many more years to come. Happy birthday, Cap. Chantel Monroe, happy birthday to Councilwoman Chantel Monroe. They love you so much and hope this year is filled with love and warmth and happiness. Love you always. Love you with all of our heart. Enjoy your birthday from your family and friends. Happy birthday to Chantel Monroe. All right, we have an anniversary. John and Sonara Clark is celebrating 17 years of blissful marriage. John and Sonara Clark is coming from your kids. So Johanan, Giovanni, Jonia, Jaya, and Jonas. All their family and friends, especially Shelley, Latika, and Cynthia Johnson, they pray that you live together and you stay together for many more years to come. Happy anniversary, John and Sonara Clark. Vasco Bastian. Vasco, why didn't tell us this from Friday? Anyhow, happy birthday to Vasco Bastian. Vasco Bastian is celebrating his birthday. It was yesterday. We wish you a very happy birthday, all the best to you. It's coming from Freedom March, Rodney and myself. We wish you all the best. Okay, Vasco. How old are you, Vasco? You're 60 yet, Vasco? Happy birthday to Vasco Bastian. All right.
Okay, send it.
Who else is celebrating birthday, Sandra?
Well, I want to wish everybody a happy, happy birthday and a wonderful anniversary. This is powerful.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Producer. Sorry, what you got, Sandra?
Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, you want to put up the photo of the... We want to give the listening audience the latest on Hurricane Milton. If you have a photo of the storm as it travels through the Gulf. So here's the latest on Hurricane Milton. We understand that Hurricane Milton has now strengthened to a Category 5 powerhouse as of this afternoon, with driving sustained winds of about 175 miles an hour as it is rolling across the Gulf of Mexico, and is bound for what is to be a devastating crash along Florida's already storm-battered western coast. It's going to happen sometime on Wednesday. So Milton explosively intensified with a 175 mile an hour winds. The National Hurricane Center said it is, as of 2 p.m., urging Florida residents to heed all of the local officials. The storm now is about 700 miles from the state of Florida, rapidly strengthening from Category 2 to 5 in just a few hours. By Tuesday, Milton's intensity should be dictated by an eye wall replacement cycle, which will likely cause the system to gradually weaken but grow larger. The center has issued hurricane watches across portions of Florida and warned that parts of the state could be overwhelmed by life-threatening storm surge, flooding rains, and damaging winds. So Milton is forecasted to remain an extremely dangerous hurricane for the next couple of days. Some weakening is forecast before the hurricane reaches the coast, but Milton is still likely to be a large and powerful hurricane making landfall in Florida. Hurricane Center specialists said in an advisory. Rainfall is expected to be about 5 to 10 inches in some areas of the state, where that was saturated even before Helen arrived. So isolated communities should see 15 inches. The Hurricane Center said some areas will be slammed with heavy rainfall well ahead of Milton's arrival, likely late on Tuesday through Wednesday night. And it will affect the northern Bahamas, which is inclusive of Bimini, Grand Bahama, and the Abacos. So that's the latest we have on Hurricane Milton. And of course, I think the ministry, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, the Ministry of, where am I?
Foreign Affairs.
I think the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training has released a press statement, and there is on the closure of northern Bahamas schools. This was released October the 7th, which is the day 2024. So the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, as a precautionary measure, announces the closure of schools in Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, and Grand Key for face-to-face instructions on Tuesday, October the 8th, and Wednesday, October the 9th, due to adverse weather conditions from Hurricane Milton. Staff and students residing on the affected islands are urged to complete their preparations ahead of the approaching severe weather. The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training will continue to monitor the storm closely and provide updates as they are issued by the Department of Meteorology. So this is released by the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. So that's the latest, Sandra. Back to you.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, as we talk about crime on Eleuthera, perhaps wrong about the same time that they were killing the young man through One Ray Avenue in the Sunset Park community, there was a shooting in Greencastle, Eleuthera, I'm advised, and the injuries were such that the victim had to be flown to Nassau. We do not know what is his state, but we have been advised that it was so severe that he had to be airlifted to the capital. So that is an example of not having the kind of punishment that will cause citizens to think twice. And so we have to continue to agitate the government. We have to continue to agitate the opposition. We have to continue to agitate the parliament, that there has to be a removal of the impediments that prevents capital punishment, because there is no fear in our nation. And so if there is no fear, then people will continue to act recklessly. And no matter what social program you are introducing, it cannot work if you don't start from the principle of the rule of law. Nothing in your society can function unless you set a standard, and it must be that we are operating based on the rule of law. And those of us who wants to go contrary to the law, if convicted, there is a consequence that you have to pay. And so 50 years in prison, no, it's hanging. Simple as that. So I thought I would tell that to you in view of the fact that as I examine my information, I'm reminded that there was this shooting at Eleuthera on Sunday. So we thought we'll talk about that. Well, in the United States, the days are drawing near. The campaign is on, and there has been some great excitement here in the island of New Providence. This afternoon, I had a distinguished taxi driver who had his taxi full of American tourists, and they were so excited when they discovered that he, here in the Bahamas, was campaigning for Donald Trump. So I was pleased when I was called and I was asked to address the taxi full of American tourists. Well, I started off by welcoming them to the Bahamas. I told them I was pleased that they have chosen the Bahamas, and I call upon them to reject racism. And my cab friend, he began to giggle. I think I figured out why he was laughing. But I told them I needed them to reject racism, and I needed them to ignore the fact that Donald Trump was white. I told them that was not an issue. Donald Trump is what is best for America. He's going to protect the southern boundary. He's going to make America great. He's going to deal with the economy and reduce the cost of living. And Americans are going to make plenty money. And once they make plenty money, they have to spend it. See, one of the things I like about the Americans, once they have money, they're going to spend. And those of us who are in the tourism industry, we will tell you that the best spenders are the tourists who lives in the United States. So they spend more money, and guess what? When it comes to tipping, the Americans are liberal, all right? They just love to tip, particularly if you provide them with good services. So I was pleased to tell them to reject racism. We're not playing woman. I told them, this ain't got nothing to do with playing woman. We all love woman, but we're not playing woman. We are playing Donald Trump. We are playing putting a man in charge of the United States. I told him I didn't need no woman to be in charge of America. I need a strong man. And Donald Trump is strong, and he represents everything that I think the new world leader. And I had to point out to them that it was a sad day for me in the Bahamas that it is only the American citizens who will have one vote each, but they will choose two distinctive offices. So they will, one, elect the president, and whoever becomes the president of the United States, man or woman, shall emerge as leader of the free world. And I beg them, give me a man leader to be leader of the free world. Give me Trump. And I was excited when the cab driver began to tell the American tourists them the slogan. And it was great. And I thank God for radio and TV that every taxi driver now knows the slogan. And you should have heard my brother cab driver as he told the tourists, vote for Trump. Yes, indeed. Trump knows what the American people need. So this is powerful. So as the election is drawing near, every nation on the face of God is trying to influence this election. You heard me? Every nation is trying to influence this election because this is the election. Don't mind what nobody tell you. This is the election. And we must win this election. We must influence this election. We must win this election. So remember what the slogan is. Fight, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump. That's it, okay? Vote for Donald. Yes, indeed. Donald knows what the Bahamas need. Vote for Donald. Yes, indeed. Donald knows what America needs. This is powerful. Well, from all the polls coming in, I have been told that I'm running one of the greatest campaigns in the world. And
Do you really believe that?
yeah, I was told that since I started campaigning, Donald has moved ahead. So
Wow.
I'm running one of the greatest campaigns.
That's a figment of your imagination.
Yeah, it's a figment of my imagination, and I'm enjoying this figment, okay? And so I'm told that this campaign, okay, and all of the strategists in the United States, I'm told that they're watching me. So I want them to know that I need Trump to win. If Trump don't win, well, the government is going to have a problem with me because I need my own little insurrection. I'm not coming to America to do no insurrection, but I will have my own little insurrection, and I'm going to be rowing because I need Trump to win, okay? He's a great man. He's going to make America great. I want you all to reject racism. A vote for Kamala is a vote for racism. A vote for Donald Trump is a rejection of racism. It's very mystical. So you can't vote for her because you say, oh, she black. No, you don't do that.
What if she's white?
She must have the
What
policy.
if she's white?
Then in that case, I would be saying to the people, we're not voting for no woman. Okay? No, we ain't voting for no woman. We're not voting for no woman.
I tell you.
We need a man who will have no problem in fighting. Okay? Trump. I need a commander-in-chief who is a man. Okay? So this is powerful.
All right, so
All right.
we're getting some news coming from, where's it coming from? Yeah, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Public Relations Section has released a statement. No doubt Milton is getting everyone's attention. So for immediate release, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force has released a statement. That's the Public Relations Section, dated October the 7th, 2024. And they're now canceling all leave. So all leave is canceled. The Defense Force headquarters today, October 7, 2024, leave for all members of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force has been canceled with immediate effect, except for those on secondment. How do you pronounce the word, Sandra?
Secondment is correct.
Secondment, sick leave, special leave, compassionate leave, approved international study leave, administration leave, or pre-retirement leave. Personnel attached to the Coral Harbor base are expected to report for duty on Tuesday, the 8th of October at 8:40 a.m. Personnel attached to the various outposts, inclusive of the Harbor Patrol Unit, the Port Security, the Air Wing Unit, and military force, and the military police and force protection unit, to report to their respective place of duty or their approved minister. What is that? Is that muster? Muster points, forgive me. So for additional information, kindly reach out to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Public Relations Department or visit the official website at www.rbdf.gov.bs. So stay connected with us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates and explore our engaging content on YouTube channel. So that's the latest coming from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Public Relations Section, canceling all leave, but there are some exceptions. All right. Thank you so much, producer. And back to you, Santa.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. So, are you suggesting to me that officers who are seconded they are not being called back?
I was wondering, but all leave doesn't mean all leave. That's what
I would want those who are seconded to Haiti to return to the Bahamas as the hurricane, if the hurricane start heading towards Haiti, I would want them to return to the capital. I think the Kenyans are the best Africans to deal with storm and earthquake in Haiti. But I really think that the Bahamas Defense Force ought to return to Nassau's capital. I was watching a documentary on Haiti over the last couple of hours, and there's some things that the Americans was explaining to me during that documentary that has me very, very concerned, and I'd like to publicly appeal to the government to bring the Defense Force home before the things that the Americans were showing me comes to pass in IT. Yeah.
So how does this work? Suppose that when they say all leave, like I'm thinking if you're on vacation, it means you have to cancel your vacation and come back to work.
Yeah, if they didn't give you an exception.
So if you cancel your vacation and come back to work, do they give you that time back after?
Yeah, you would get the time back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget now, if there is a pending threat that becomes a state of emergency, and therefore the armed forces must play a major role, you might not be aware of it, that there are some citizens, in the case of emergency, they are to be rescued. Okay? The late Obi Bilsham, one of the first things he did prior to his death is, having had me examined, he declared that if there was a state of emergency, I had to be rescued. So, so we need the men them available. If I'm going to be rescued, I would like for the Commodore to rescue me because he knows exactly where I live in Black Village. That's Dr. Raymond King, because he's been coming to my residence for most of his life. So he'd be the best person to rescue me, okay? So we need all able men, okay? I hope to hear that the Commissioner of Police will soon announce that all officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
Well, we might as well have everybody play their role if the country is threatened by a storm.
Well, no doubt we're going to feel some effects in the northern, western part of the Bahamas.
Now, I'm concerned that no one has told me where I must go if the storm passes by.
You're all right, no problem. We get some rain.
A spiritual advisor, I want to know where to go.
You're in Black Village?
Yeah.
Who's your MP?
My
There you go.
MP.
Take that.
I know my MP Shenandoah Cartwright.
Good, so that's the man you call.
And ask Shenandoah.
Don't worry, he'll house you.
Really?
If you need to be housed,
You think
you call him.
Shenandoah
Yeah, call him.
would put me in that brand new house? Huh?
No. The shelter. What brand
You say he would host me? You think Shenandoah would put I-Man in his brand new house?
You got a brand new house?
Spiritual advisor.
You got a brand new house,
The
eh?
devil is a liar. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
What is this?
Where are we going when the hurricane comes? I need to know. God save the king. We'll be right back after the break. Lord, save us from the storm. Save us, dear Lord.
Keep
save
us safe. Until
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor, and I give a shout out to Brother George Delancey. He lives at the top of 7 Hill, and my brother lives below 7 Hills. George Delancey, it's powerful. Do well, take good care of yourself. It's powerful. Well, let's see that video first, because breast cancer, we need everybody to have their breasts checked, male and female, because in this modern society, men are having breast cancer as well. So it's very important. Our diet is contributing to it, and so forth.
So how do men can check their breast?
Well, you can go and get your mammary glands checked.
To see if any lump in it.
Of course. There are men who are having breast cancer now.
Okay.
So that's very important. And I want everybody, don't forget now, we have to stop playing gender. It's just people. Everybody who has a breast and you reach a certain age, have your breasts checked. All right? Do you have my video, Mr. Producer?
As you were, this is our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have a number of survivors here with us. Many of whom have actually had their breast removed, and they are here to tell the Bahamians that yes, you may, even though you may come down with the dreaded disease, life is not over for you. It can just be a beginning. And so many of them are here today, and what we want to make sure that, you know, the Bahamas is leading, one of the leading countries in the world for breast cancer. We want to make sure that every mother, every female out there, every family, every man is aware. Again, let's get out there, let's get everyone tested, let's ensure that we're able to bring this down. And so we have partnered with the Sister Sisters Program, Children's Home and Cure, and all of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas, and so I want to thank them. We have brought the pamphlet, we have some food, they're giving away free breakfast this morning. This is in the Carmichael constituency, and so I want to thank ASP Rachel, the Urban Renewal team, Michael team, and all the payment people out there for supporting this breast cancer awareness move in the Bahamas.
This is powerful. So I want to thank the minister responsible for housing, the Honorable Keith Bell, for that fine work. We have to spread the word throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that cancer is a very serious, serious matter, and we have to encourage everybody to have themselves checked out. Now, my spiritual advisor, there is a statement from the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister
Let's go to that.
Yeah, the Prime Minister did release a statement, and afterwards we'll pay some bills. And the Prime Minister, I should have gotten this ready already. But also you have it? If you want to put it up.
There it is.
All right, so there's release from the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, that's the Right Honorable Philip Brave Davis. He says, I've advised the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our team in Florida to reach out to Bahamians as Hurricane Milton approaches. Please take this storm seriously. Follow local authorities' instructions and evacuate. Please check Bahamas Air for available flights from Orlando and consider Miami and Fort Lauderdale ports as alternatives. Our Consul General's office is here to help. Stay safe, everyone. So that's the statement being released by the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, that's the Right Honorable Philip Brave Davis. And we also understand that the Bahamas Air has released a statement stating, Bahamas Air has informed the ministry that for the next 4 days, tickets for flights from any port in Florida may be used and changed without penalty. We are advised by the airline that tickets for departures from any port in Florida will be honored regardless of where the original departure point was. So if you have an Orlando to Nassau ticket, for example, you can use it to depart from Miami or Fort Lauderdale without any penalty for the next 4 days. Okay, so let me repeat that. Bahamas Air released a statement today, October the 7th, 2024, and Bahamas Air has informed the ministry that for the next 4 days, tickets for flights from any port in Florida may be used and change without penalty. We are advised by the airline that tickets for departures from any port in Florida will be honored regardless of where the original departure point was. So, for example, if you have an Orlando to Nassau ticket, all right, you could use it to depart from Miami or Fort Lauderdale without penalty for the next 4 days. That's extremely considerable and considerate. All right, so that's the latest from Bahamas here. So let's pay some bills and then we'll open the lines. Join us for the Baines and Grandstand Homecoming and Music Festival from October the 12th to the 14th. Celebrate community heritage and empowerment with live performances, traditional Bahamian games, and the prestigious Cotton Tree Award honoring those who have shaped the Baines and Grandstand community. 103.5 FM The Beat is your exclusive media sponsor, bringing you all the excitement live. So don't miss out on this incredible celebration. See you there. Looking for a quick getaway? Fly Western Air with daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of check bags. Book your next adventure now at westernAirBahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your Max life.
This is powerful. Well, folks, you've heard the statement from the Prime Minister. You've heard that Bahamas Air has reduced the price. In Miami, coming home, $104. That's wonderful, isn't it, Mr. Special Advisor?
Absolutely. In these times,
Yes.
it is indeed honorable. It is generous. It is, for lack of a better term, considerate.
So, you may now.
Open the lines. The lines are open. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yes, Ben Huberding was Prime Minister. And BK Bunny is Commissioner. BK Bunny be read the death warrant for two persons who were supposed to be hung on a Tuesday. Fred Mitchell protested on Monday, the court. One was hung Tuesday morning, 6 o'clock. And the next one, the court met and allowed Carol Bunny to continue. The second one was hung after 1 o'clock. Fred Mitchell wasn't satisfied. He again appealed to the Supreme Court, and he got the going back from the pre-council stating that he could continue capital punishment when it's the waste of the waste. So as long as you see the PLP in power, the Fred Mitchell is not going to harm anything. Nothing to do with other people.
So, do you think if the FNM is in power, they'll be hanging?
Yeah, I figure so, of course. The
So
person was PLP.
why did Dr. Minnis not hang?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm saying that I said that I know what happened. I was there.
Yeah, but I'm
I've seen it
asking you.
happen,
You're
right?
saying that
I don't know.
Okay.
The thing is this.
So you
that-
you can't talk for the FNM because you're not an FNM. The only person here who can speak for the FNM is me, because I am an FNM. I led marches and I attended Dr. Minnis' conference. But nevertheless,
That's Lewis, you know.
who Lewis? Which Lewis is this?
That's the police officer, former police officer Lewis.
Yeah, I thought.
He know what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't say he doesn't know what he's going, but this isn't my voice cousin.
He's a real FNM. That's Lewis.
You're a real FNM?
all the time.
Okay, well then
My dad is the one who was responsible for pinning the current prime minister first time. The PLP won 17 seats, and independent went for them. The other combined party won 18 seats.
Okay.
Randolph Fox won a seat.
Okay, well
And Randolph Fox came to United Shop that night after the election. They were tied 18-18 and Randolph Fox.
this is powerful. Go ahead.
And Randolph Fox said, well, he should be prime minister because Penn won in Jamaica. And,
Okay.
after that, my dad convinced him to go with the PLP, and he did. So
Wow.
he would during that period of time, Penn became prime minister. Then Randolph Fox started to investigate him, and he was getting close information, and they wanted to charge Randolph Fox with sedition.
No.
And,
Hold on a second. Hold on. Randall Fox being charged with sedition had nothing to do with the PLP. That
No,
was
I'm
during the
saying that
UVP
listen,
reign.
let me
I don't want you to mix up the story.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
And after that, Finland realized that it was getting good grounds on him, and he decided that to dissolve the House. He won in 67. He dissolved it in 68, and he went by landslide. Knocked Randall Fox right out. But I was on a cricket tour in Jamaica, and the tour guide said us.
You're saying to me that are you suggesting that in 1968 Randall Fox didn't win?
No.
Yes, he won.
Randall Fox won in 67, man.
And in 68.
No, yes, but I'm saying to you is that the PLP, Finland dissolved the House in 68. And then by landslide.
Yes, and Randall won his seat.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying that.
Goodness me.
I'm saying that in 67, the PLP and the other parties were tied.
That is true.
1818.
Yes.
1818.
Yes.
And Randall Fox won a seat.
Yes.
Right? And he came to my daddy's shop, and my daddy said to him to go come and show them a check that the other party give him.
The UBP. Say UBP.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is. Right?
Mine cut the straight line.
Listen, and after that, he decided. So Randall Fox accused him of being a Jamaican born in Jamaica because his daddy was a policeman and had a food store.
We got you, Louis. Right? We got some other calls on the line. We got to go.
Finland, after he realized he got him, cornered, he dissolved the House in 68, went back to general election and went.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Louis.
He had a general election in 67 and 68.
Thank you so much, Louis. We got to go. Take care, eh?
Good.
Okay. Bye-bye. Welcome to Freedom March, Caller. You're live. Some very interesting information there on history. Welcome to Freedom March. You're live, Caller. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka.
So,
you have a very interesting show, very informative. But the spiritual advisor, he don't conduct it. He got very poor television etiquette, and he can destroy your show if you don't be careful, you know. Because as a preacher, you're supposed to at least continue to pray for the country to try to solve this crime problem, but all you're doing is grinning and carrying on.
All right. You have a nice day, Caller. You take care of yourself, eh?
Okay, sir.
Good. You ain't safe.
hold on a second. I got to call. Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
You can hear me, Rodney?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Tell that brother the devil is a liar.
Go ahead.
There wasn't no check. I was the one who went out and offered Dr. Donaldson and Randall Fox a proposition to walk across the floor. First of all, did that.
Who did it?
I did that. Stafford Farm sent me out because me and Dr. Donaldson was good friends. Me and Fox was good friends. Dr. Donaldson did walk across the floor. He was supposed to meet me on the other side of Parliament Street with a briefcase to keep him going. It was over the state-of-the-art, electronic, with everything in it. Randall Fox, I went to him. He refused me. Dr. Donaldson refused me because he was looking to be the Minister of Health. But Finland dropped both Fox and Donaldson in the vibe. If Bobby Simnett did give Brennan the Speaker seat, the PLP didn't get the government. So that is deadbeat people talk. It's not like FNM. How for me, Central Waters would have never made some.
Wow.
But I was sent out to find a leader to take the UBP over. And I tried all the fellows them to say no. But during the by-election, for Banksy, it was Donald Rule and Norman Arden. Cecil was the leader of the Free PLP.
Yes.
During that election there, Cecil called me meeting, nobody come. Mangrove Key got the greatest people in the whole world. And it was him. My first wife was from there. She said, Mr. Bo, we can give you a good story, but we ain't gonna vote for your party. Then I tell Cecil to call a meeting, say nobody coming. I say, you call a meeting. You call a meeting. The company UVP was there, the PLP turnout. He asked me to join him and said, I on my party mission. But I said to him, now, Sophie, my party looking for a leader to take the UVP over. Cecil tell me, David, Forrester, tell him after the by-election, I've got to meet with them. That's how I get the merge. I didn't look for no doing a free PLP, but I got to take the pocket with Cecil and the free PLP. I'll tell you the full story of that leader. They're all a bunch of liars, and you know what...
well, folks, that is my uncle. Thank you, Uncle Boba. That is my uncle, Forrester Bow, who's setting the record straight. When I tell you all, it was my family who gave you all the F&M, you all talking nonsense. My uncle, Forrester Bow, he was the UBP man over the hill. It was him, that's the Stafford Sands, and Sir Roland Simnett would give the bag money to meet with the Negroes. And it was him who met with Cecil in Mangrove Key. When I tell you all that the F&M, we own the F&M, because had it not been for my uncle, Forrester Bow, who brought the free PLP and the UBP together, it would be none of these Negroes talking nonsense. We's UBP. All right? Don't mind me and Brent Rowan. Brent, no. I Forrester Bow nephew. We's UBP. And the PLP used to upset us by saying, gone, UBP stinker P. I still hate by that. They didn't have to call us that. Anyway,
all right,
the line.
The lines are still open. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Producer, we understand that there may have been an accident involving the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Goodness me.
We want to pray for those officers that were injured. It looks like a fairly serious accident.
Tell me about it. What happened?
We're not getting any details. We'll have to get the details, I guess, before the show ends. But we understand that there are some members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force that was injured in this accident sometime today. So we want to send prayers and thoughts with the officers who may have been injured in this accident. We pray that God would bring you back to full health and strength, and that whatever injury that you may have received from that accident, that they would be healed. All right, so at this time we want to send a special prayer for those officers who was injured in that accident. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munker.
Sir.
Are you familiar with the action group of the F&M?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember any of the people who were a part of the action group?
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah.
All right. Well, I like the stories you tell at the end, some interesting stories about the action group and the things that they were doing to form the F&M in the early days. I think it'd be a good idea for you if you could tell some of them stories every now and then, like the one we just heard from your uncle and all the rest of that.
Well, the action group was not responsible for the formation of the F&M. The action group arose out of the F&M. It was a group of young people involving people like George Wilson, Oswald Marshall, Rodney Brennan, he's deceased, and others. They came together and they formed the action group. They would march with a coffin up and down the island. But there was a point when they had me upset. I was upset, and I went to their office and I closed it down. I went to the action group and I took the men of Black Village and Baintown and I locked it down, and I never let them out until the late Sir Kendall George Lamont Isaac called me, and he asked me if I would release the most radical arm of the party. I had them all on Market Street locked in, and my men marched round and round the building. But after Kendall Isaac asked me, I then released them. Watch out for me. That is why these men who are talking, they don't know the party history. I arrested the leadership of the action group, and I kept them in a building on Market Street. I was young, revolutionary, and so forth, okay? But let me leave that alone because I'm old and I'm sick, and I don't want to get a lot of people upset, okay? Any more calls?
Oh, sorry, yeah, we got some more calls. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Manta.
Sir.
Yes, I haven't heard yours that the last person got hanged was directly fellow from Abaco under the leadership of Ingram. Is that correct?
No, the last person to be executed in the Bahamas was a Bahamian of Haitian descent. His name was David Michel. He was executed on the 6th of January 2000 for killing the two Germans. The German couple, they were members of the Holy Roman Catholic Church, and notwithstanding that their family and the German government petitioned Hubert Ingram and the FNM not to hang that man, he was executed, okay?
I remember when he was convicted, but I don't remember he got hanged.
He was hanged on the 6th of January 2000. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you put the clock up first, please, producer? Thank you so much, caller.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I wish the Commissioner of Police would see that those trucks that they are patrolling with, those trucks are not designed for speed in the Bahamas. They are made in Mexico, and they are easy to flip over.
Really?
They should not be used for police officers chasing criminals up and down the street. They are high-risk vehicles, and they should not be used for that. They need to be put them in areas like urban renewal, where they drive around the community at a regular pace.
Okay.
That is the problem. Until they recognize that, they need to get the proper vehicles. I don't know if the Americans give them, but they are terrible vehicles for police, and they can cause people to get hurt or killed.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate that, and we understand that accident took place today on top of the hill, Augusta Street, Baintown. So we're praying for those police officers that they would get.
How many officers were involved?
It looks like 2 officers were hurt. I don't know who was involved, but 2 were hurt. So we're hoping that they receive full recovery. I haven't gone to town yet. All right, this is our last caller. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Sir.
Spiritual rise up.
Good afternoon.
So what do you want to do? We probably on these guys to come on the show because they're old. To make food half life. Ronald Folk was a PLP for 56, okay? So Ronald Folk was always a PLP. Right or wrong?
Well, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
No. I'm about to fuck the Edmund Lewis them. Who sponsored the government for years and years? But stop coming to talk half life, okay? Ronald Folk was a PLP. Ronald Folk was the 46, was one of the 46 PLP elected in 56, okay?
Thank you so much, caller. Take care.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Here's the latest on Milton. Milton has increased to 180 miles per hour with the pressure dropping to 900. Is that biometric? With the biometric pressure dropping to 905 millibars as of 5 p.m. today. Milton is now the strongest hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico in nearly 20 years. The last one was Hurricane Rita in 2005.
Well, Go ahead.
Hurricane warning, of course, is now in effect for Western Florida, Charlotte, Sarasota, and Highland cities.
I shall have no fear of Hurricane Milton. My first cousin, he's Milton. He's always been a wonderful Christian. So I shall not fear any storm named after cousin Milton. Anyway, folks, we are coming to the end of the show. We want people to listen to the weather report,
All the
because
advisories.
although hurricane is heading for the United States, there are wicked people also living in the Bahamas, and it could shift and come this way.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm going to advise you to pray and ask God to save us, all right? Because we have sinned. And I do believe that a lot of the catastrophe we are faced with, it is because we have sinned
And
we
fallen
have
short
fallen short.
of the glory of God.
Oh, hallelujah. God save the United States of America. Do, Lord, shift the storm and send it into space. Spare the Americans. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Do, Lord, send the storm into space. God save the King. Do well, everybody. Be safe. Let's pray.